Sarah's Missing Shadow. In the woods, Sarah soon came upon a fairy ring. Now, Sarah knew to be careful around fairies. They are playful creatures who can get up to much mischief, but these fairies didn't seem up to any mischief. In fact, they seemed exhausted.
"Oh, now you have come. You followed your shadow around. We think you are doing things quite backwards, little girl," said one of the fairies.
"Yes, my shadow is being quite contrary today," Sarah replied, as she picked up a fairy to speak with it.
"How funny. A contrary shadow. She's an oppositional opposite," the fairy said with a tired giggle. "Your inverted self came to dance with us, but we could not keep up. When we could dance no more, she called us fuddy-duddies and ran thusly into the woods."
"Oh, I'm sorry she was rude," Sarah said, leaping to her feet. "I must find my shadow before she causes more trouble." Sarah was about to run after her shadow when she started to feel guilty. The fairies were so tired that they could barely move. It didn't feel right to leave the fairies like that. And yet, it also didn't feel right to let her shadow cause more problems as it ran about on its own. Being forced to pick between two wrong choices was very frustrating to Sarah. Sarah always did the right thing, but now she didn't know what to do. After pondering the problem, Sarah reluctantly chose what she thought was the most wrong thing to do. Instead of running after her shadow, Sarah gathered some morning dew on a leaf. Sarah carefully fed a drop to each fairy. As we all know, a gift of the morning dew freely given to a fairy will revitalize her. With each drop of dew, one of the fairies would leap up, dancing in joy and thanks. A few of the bolder fairies even gave Sarah kisses on the cheek. As she was giving the last fairy the last drop of dew, Sarah heard music coming from down by the river. A rapid tum, tum, tum climbed up the riverbanks into the fairy grove. "That definitely is the music that a rebellious shadow would make," Sarah said out loud. With a quick goodbye to the fairies, Sarah ran down towards the river. But when she arrived, she found only a single old turtle sitting on a rock. Said the turtle slowly. "There's another of you. One was more than enough. Let me tell you that." "You saw my shadow. Quick, tell me which way she went," Sarah yelped. Sarah had had enough of her shadow's troublemaking and was eager to catch it once and for all. "Yes, she was here, and she had the audacity to play music on my shell. If you can call what she played music, not proper music, if you ask me," the turtle answered, even slower than before. Yes, but where did you go?" Sarah asked impatiently. "I'm getting to that. Now, where was I? Oh, yes, music," the turtle answered, its speech becoming so slow that it was almost a low hum. Sarah was getting quite frustrated. The more urgently she asked the turtle where her shadow had gone, the slower it talked. Then Sarah realized that this was the problem. Some things can't be rushed, but need to happen in their own time. Instead of trying to prompt the turtle to hurry up, Sarah settled comfortably on a log, plucked a blade of grass from the ground, and chewed on it experimentally. "Yes," she said slowly to the turtle. "You were telling me about music." And the turtle did tell Sarah about music, and the way the river flowed, and where the colors hide during the winter. Sarah learned quite a lot. It was more than she had learned from her school books. And finally, when the turtle had talked about many things, he said, "And that shadow of yours, after she was done playing what she called music, she said she was going to climb up the big maple at the top of the hill."